Yeah, let's watch Terrence be hammered drunk.
You can't. The camera's busted.
It's audio only. The cartoons aren't real. Jeff.
Slammer.
Okay. Mahogany.
Hello.
Hello.
I was expecting an Alabama.
Terrence is here.
Hi, I'm here.
And me.
The cool one everyone likes.
The cool everybody likes me, even though I lie a lot.
Like the fact that everyone likes you.
You're a delightful scamp, like the Artful Dodger.
I convinced a cousin on somebody else's initiation to make them believe that I saw their name at the bar that I work at. And I let her believe that the whole night. And I heard her tell that story to everyone there. I've skipped a lot for the sake of y'all's sanity. But yeah, that was a family member. It was a harmless lie, prank. She believes
a puckish, delightful jape.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I did. So there it is.
Well, family member, if you're listening, you've been owned. Oh yeah.
They don't listen.
Oh,
you've been toked.
Yeah, I think my mom listens, but way out of order. Just sometimes she tries to catch up. She doesn't know what's going on.
She can't count. No, I'm kidding.
I've told this before. She watched The Lord of the Rings, Two Towers, Fellowship, then Return, and had no idea it was out of order.
Maybe she's just got like a very keen mind that can fill in those gaps.
Maybe she's the real life Memento. I don't fucking know.
She's Memento.
Memento. Holy shit! I haven't thought of that Guy Pearce vehicle in years.
I just wondering if did she tattoo the plot of the Two Towers on her before she watched?
What's your favorite one? Oh, the first one where Gandalf is falling at the beginning. Like, no, that's not the first one. What's for me?
The second movie's just all flashback.
Yeah, it's all just the Shire. It's weird. Strange choice they made.
You'd think they would not do that in a feature film.
Yeah.
In a franchise, no less.
Yeah.
Make a whole prequel.
Oh.
As far as franchises go, I'm glad it's kind of dead in the water.
Lord of the Rings?
Yeah, because those first three movies are so good, and those Hobbit movies are so bad.
And Rings of Power is meh.
I like Rings of Power.
I got a few episodes. I got 3 episodes in. I'm like, I don't really want to watch this.
Yeah, it's fun. Look, I don't know if y'all remember the 90s, but if you wanted good fantasy in the 90s, it was Hercules or go fuck yourself.
Eat shit. We had sliders.
No. I mean high,
fantasy.
Yeah, fantasy.
Hold on.
How dare you?
There's got to be something that says Hercules.
You're neglecting Legend?
That's a movie.
We're talking about movies.
No, we're talking
suddenly jump to TV. Oh no, you're right. Rings of Power. Never mind. Ignore me. I've had a very stressful day.
Yeah.
And I'm not drinking right now, as I probably should.
Yeah, if you wanted swords and sorcery fantasy back in the day, you had Hercules and its spin-off shows, and that was it.
Hercules, Xena.
Yeah.
And Master of None. Which was just
Master of None.
It was Bruce Campbell, but not as the thief.
Jack of something. Yeah.
Master of Jack of all trades.
I don't remember what the fucking show was called, but the point is,
either way,
it was like a colonial era, and they had Vern Troyer playing Napoleon. Is that the one you're talking about?
That's the one. Yeah.
I've
basically
never heard of this.
Sam Raimi was the only one giving us anything even kind of good in that realm for television. And people are shitting it. Go watch just one season of Hercules and compare it to one season of Rings of Power, and then go fuck yourself if you think that one's still better than the other.
Shortly after that, in the early to mid 2000s, there was this Sword of Truth series. Is it Sword of the Confessor? I can't remember.
No idea.
It was Sword of Truth.
Sword of Truth, right? Yeah.
It's based off the book series.
Yes, and that was great if you take out all the fetish material. No, wait. It was great with all the source material, all the fetish material. If you take that out, it was okay.
Oh my god! Every fantasy. Oh wait, no, there was a Beastmaster TV series.
Was there?
It was
Yes.
fucking dog shit.
It was dog shit, but
Well, I mean, so was the second movie. So
Yeah.
and there's also a Conan show for one season from 1997. All right, anyway,
Yeah. Only other one I can really think of, Merlin. The Merlin show was decent.
Merlin was good.
2000s.
I
Yeah.
like that.
that was late 2000s.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, think of the 90s. I was
The
born in
90s, which
83.
dragged on to 2011.
Yeah, I was born in 83. So I was like, in the 90s is when I could sneak and watch stuff. I could happen to find cool shit. There was nothing fucking cool to find. And if you like sword and sorcery, you're like, I love the Beastmaster. Like, here's random season 5, episode 3 of Hercules out of context. Enjoy. And fuck you.
Well, okay, let's just be honest. The best 90s fantasy series, bar none, was Pirates of Darkwater, and that's
Yes.
Agreed.
The cartoons were good back then. The
yeah.
cartoons.
Dude, Record of the Lotus War.
Yeah.
That's anime, but it's still a cartoon, and it was still a TV show, and it was 100% perfect D&D.
Oh, X-Men. You watched the new X-Men?
I have. Has everybody caught up?
No, I haven't watched any of it.
Well, I don't care about what you think, Frakes. You're not going to watch it. You're going to be like, oh, these eyes are too small. I can't watch this.
They took away Rogue's titties and voluptuous peach of a butt.
Hold up, wait.
Well, that sucks.
But they kept Storm's big mommy milkers. Those are
and they
still
kept Gambit being just really
Just the-
bisexual.
bisexual slutwear.
Wait, they took away Rogue's
I thought that-
thickness?
I think the
Yeah.
boldest choice was going with the Chris Claremont era Magneto costume, which looks like
Mhm.
Fatish gear.
Yeah.
See, I didn't know that was from the comics. I
Yeah.
just went, what a weird choice. And
That
then
was
you
it was
pointed
from
out,
the Claremont comics.
I like the old Magneto costume better.
Most do, and he didn't stick with that very long.
Yeah.
Because those fucking drag queen gloves he's got on.
Mhm. I was like, he's got a cold shoulder situation going on
Like
there.
he is serving
Little
in this-
peekaboo.
in this series.
Yeah, they try
Aw.
really, really hard to make me like Cyclops, and I never have, and I still don't. But
Yeah, it's not gonna work.
I don't know. I've never really had a problem with Cyclops. I like just because Wolverine doesn't like him doesn't make me think I have to dislike him too.
He's
Like,
just kind of a dweeb.
yeah,
he's a dweeb, but Wolverine's a jerk, so they're like even keel for me.
well, see, that's like, oh, you don't like Cyclops, you must love some Wolverine. No, I liked bisexual Gambit and Rogue.
Yeah.
Yes.
I
Yes.
wasn't a fan of Wolverine either. Although I love making fun of Wolverine even now. Every
I like-
time he's in the doorway and there's Gene and Scott in the forefront, I'm in the back going, Gene.
I like how they went with the comic book model of Morph's like actual form. That was
Morph
nice.
is a badass in this one.
Yeah, he actually gets the powers that the people he's turning into, which is weird.
Mm.
Was that not what he did before? I thought that was his whole shtick.
Was it? I don't know. It's been a long time. It's been literally fucking 96. It's literally 29 years since I watched the
No, he got their powers. I rewatched the 96, I guess,
Yeah.
X-Men, like when I first got Disney Plus a couple years ago, because I was like, oh, nostalgia. I watched all those, and I watched the Spider-Man, the 90s Spider-Man cartoon.
Is Morphin Omega then? Jesus.
Morph is only in like 3 episodes that I can recall. Like he's
Oh,
just
yeah.
He dies pretty early.
well, he doesn't die, but he's there, that he's gone, and then he deals with
Oh, he's
post-traumatic stress disorder and stuff
He's
like
a
that.
background X-Man. Like
Yeah.
apparently they were treating Archangel in these first 2 episodes. Like he shows up, you see him, he doesn't say anything.
Mm.
So I
What
probably need to
about-
be shot, but what are y'all talking about?
Okay,
yeah.
so you know how the 90s animated X-Men series ended in 1996 with Professor X dying, and that was like they had
Well,
5
dying.
seasons. 5 seasons. It was a good run for a cartoon.
Yeah.
Disney Plus decided, let's pick up that series, but keep it in context. So the new series is called X-Men 97, and it takes place in 1997, and it's a continuation of that X-Men series in the 90s. Yeah, it's really fun. I like it a lot.
It's real similar animation style.
Except Rogue's thickness.
They took away Rogue's thickness. Yeah. And careful, they made the X-Men woke.
Like what? Yeah, so Rogue's a little less titty-rific, but she's got like a fucking love triangle going now, which is going to be hot. I mean, interesting.
Here's a question though: did any of them include Forget Me Not?
No, they did not include Forget Me Not.
You know, the Mandela effect, the mutant.
Nobody here but you and me, apparently, who will know what that is.
I forgot.
Yeah.
Forget Me Not is an X-Men.
Okay.
He was one of the original X-Men from the 60s.
Mm-hmm.
And his whole power is to make people forget he exists.
And he did a good job.
Yeah.
Way to go.
He shows up every 3 decades in the comics. And they're like, who are you? He's like,
exactly.
He hands him a card.
Mission accomplished.
You know how a deaf mute person will give you a card that says I'm deaf mute. Here's the things that this is how I communicate.
He's basically
that.
He's basically the Silence from Doctor Who, but a good guy.
Or we can make it a more real life example. He's the Jeff.
I've never forgotten Jeff once. What are you talking about?
Yeah, we're special.
Yeah, weird.
Jeff, were you an X-Men fan with the cartoon in the 90s, or was that a little you were too old then?
No, I love the cartoons. I actually have a crap ton of the comic books. I still got them.
Yeah.
Well, they just did an episode that is just straight up a retelling of the trial of Magneto. In the first 2 episodes, the X-Men animated show covers a lot of ground, like fucking 12, 15 issue storylines are down to 1 episode. And I'm glad they kept up with that.
How about where old Chuck decided, you know what I'm going to do to fuck with Magneto? He's going to relive the Holocaust.
What?
Yeah.
Boom.
That happened in the cartoon.
Yeah. You know how all your people died and it hurt you to your very core? Remember that.
I'm not going to say that I watched, but I never watched really because I want to watch the X-Men. I watched it because my brother wanted to watch it. And I liked some of the characters, but it was just a bit heavy for me at that time.
Oh, yeah.
I was very much into, can I please just be a kid over here?
We just watched Ninja Turtles where they fight something new this week.
Tell me some jokes. Can I get some Rita Repulsa action in here? I want to hear some corny joke and then ensue the butt kicking.
They're talking about revisiting a lot of those 90s shows, like the Spider-Man one. And
Ooh, that was something I wanted to bring up.
Your lunch?
Beetlejuice.
Oh, that was my shit.
The cartoon was dope.
Yeah.
That's probably why I kind of like the musical so much, because they draw so much from the cartoon as opposed to the movie.
I like the movie too, but the cartoon was, yeah.
Yeah, no, it was amazing.
Keaton is back.
I don't know. Is it actually happening? Because I feel like this is a
no. They
joke.
put out a teaser trailer.
Yeah, there's a trailer for it.
Oh, okay. Oh, it's actually called Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice, yeah.
Yeah.
Opening, the title is an opening for a fucking sequel. It's fucked up.
That's pretty good.
And it's got Jenna Ortega as
Lydia's daughter.
Yeah. Winona Ryder's back.
And Catherine O'Hara.
Catherine O'Hara's back.
Nobody else, though.
That's good, because we don't need Odo.
I was talking about Gina Davis and Alec Baldwin, but
we don't need them either.
That's true. But they'd be really weird, doughy ghosts of this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
not that Beetlejuice isn't going to be.
He's not. He looks great. They're remaking The Crow as well. Speaking of 90s stuff. With Skarsgård as Brandon Lee.
Interesting.
I have my doubts.
I don't think The Crow, or I don't think any movie that's 30 plus years old is too sacred to remake.
I know, but
that being said, it doesn't look great.
Yeah, no. I don't think The Crow needed to be remade. I thought it was like one of those, one of those perfect movies. Like it just you nailed it.
You know what needs to be remade? Movies like Samurai Cop, Cyborg, Cyborg Cop.
Robo Vampire.
Universal Soldier.
Universal Soldier.
I would watch a new Universal Soldier movie.
I would too. Instead, they went, you know what we need? Roadhouse.
Roadhouse. Like, I heard he doesn't rip out anybody's throats. I'm not watching it.
Although I will say there's one line that really got to me. And
you watched it?
No, I watched the preview.
Oh.
And it was when Conor McGregor says, "We're in our own octagon." And Jake Gyllenhaal says, "Who taught you shapes?" Because they're on it's our own little octagon.
I was talking with somebody who watched it day before yesterday. I'm like, well, okay, here's some questions for you. Does he rip out anybody's throats? They said no. Okay, I'm like, is it his way or the highway? He said yes. I'm like, okay. Does he make anybody his regular Saturday night thing? He said yes. Okay, that's one too.
Did he buy 4 new tires because he just knew somebody in the Double Deuce was going to slice him up?
I didn't get around to that one, but I should.
Does he punch a pimp for offering $20 to fondle a girl's boobs?
Why would a pimp offer money?
No, that's like the offer. Give me $20. You can suck on her titties. That was how that scene went.
My favorite moment from Roadhouse is when Patrick Swayze showed up in Squidbillies. And he was overweight, had no legs, and everybody was like, "Are you Patrick Swayze?" And then he would just describe a scene from a movie that Patrick Swayze was in, and they'd be like, "Yeah, I've seen that." And he'd be like, "That's because that's me, Patrick Swayze." And they would go, "Oh my God, it's Patrick Swayze." It's the stupidest joke that has lived in my head for like 20 years now.
And they say marijuana affects the memory.
I was on a lot of marijuana when Squidbillies was the thing.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Deeply embedded now.
God, I sounded old. I was on a lot of the marijuana.
Back in my day when we did the Mary Jane.
Back in 2003 when we had to watch cartoons on regular TV late at night because that was the only time you could find them.
Have you ever heard?
We'd smoke weed all day waiting for the cartoons to start.
Then we'd sleep through the cartoon.
We would inject so many marijuanas.
God.
All right, we've bullshitted enough.
Yeah, definitely. We're way overdue on the bullshitting. We've bullshitted.
I mean, banter. We've bantered enough.
No. This delved directly into the realm of bullshit. I'm not gonna pretend otherwise.
A good old BS, a banter session.
Quit trying to save this. It's just impossible.
No, but
before we start,
more bullshit.
No. This is a product. This is like Toker can edit this out if he wants to. But the new Ollies, the new Ollies has those terrain and token packs that for $3 that Wizards of the Coast put out, and for $3, it's a really good value.
Is it the terrain tokens or is it actual terrain?
There's a pack that is like it comes with like token like bases and a bunch of stickers, so you can pick whichever monster you want to put on the base, and then the terrain pack is like a modular terrain. It's like a big terrain map, and it has some other terrain bits, but it also has like vinyl stick-on like terrain features like huts and buildings and shit like that. Yeah. So yeah, if you got $6, you get some pretty decent fucking tabletop useful stuff.
I do have $6.
I get over to the Ollies. They have a lot of them, but you never know how long they're going to last.
If you ever play in person again.
And if you listener would like to help us purchase terrain for $6, our Patreon link is below.
For just $6, you can feed this starving child, or you could buy us terrain.
or you can feed our gaming addiction.
Yeah. Terrain we'll use once a year for our Nerd Bowl.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Probably not, because we've got the dopest ass terrain that we could get.
I didn't use it this year because it's such a pain in the dick. Look, Dwarven Forge is awesome, but those boxes are like 40 pounds a piece, and I did not feel like going through them this year.
That's a lot of resin to be toting around.
Yeah, it's too much.
Yeah, next Nerd Bowl, we need to like rent out of space.
Rent out of space.
Yeah,
like the fucking the National Guard Armory or something.
No, like the Coastal Electric Outpost or
How's
the SCE&G gazebo.
I mean, yeah, I guess I do pay them money.
More room.
My dad built a stage in the woods. We can just go. We can go there.
We can just do live action.
Yeah.
I'm not LARPing. I'm too out of shape to LARP. Sorry.
Just be a fat cat wizard.
Yeah, but even fat cat wizards have to walk through the dungeon.
Just role play a dwarf.
Oh, that was just mean, Jeff.
Are you calling me short? Like I don't know?
I mean, compared to Jeff, we're all short, but Terrence, you be a wee person.
You're a wee one. You're shaped like a ball. You're so overweight and short. Oh, you disgust me. Go away. Anyway. All right. So anyway, Raiders of the Lark 2.0 begins right now.
I roll initiative.
We're in the Ark, aren't we?
Yeah. Be quiet. I was taking a breath, and you had to just straight up start talking, Kevin.
That was a long ass breath.
Well, I have big lungs. Big-ish lungs for my body.
Hey, dwarves are medium-sized people too.
I've got big lungs and I hold my breath.
Compared to my nipples, my lungs are...
I lost some lung capacity because of COVID, so I got to take extra deep breaths.
Compared to my nipples, I've only got 2 lungs.
What?
Weird.
All right, now stop. Don't interrupt me. I'm taking a breath.
Eat shit.
There is a booming rumble that echoes throughout the vessel that you have traveled across innumerable kilometers and light years and so on, as it comes to a sudden stop on the other side of the portal that it generated.
Gentrified.
The gentrification rate.
No, not my bodegas.
Everything's trendy coffee shops now. Boo. Numerous alerts and alarms are flashing all over the bridge of the colony ship as you come out of a minor fugue state that you were basically forced into after you entered the portal. You see numerous survivors down in their places where they were holding on for dear life, throwing up from just, most of these people had never even been in any kind of like motion vehicle until today at all, much less an air vehicle, much less a space vehicle. And so you're getting a lot of first-timer upchucks going on. You hear booming footsteps as the marshal has made his way from the docking area to the what do you call it? The bridge. Jesus Christ. And when he opens the door, you see he comes in and he is just his power armor is both leaking fluids and blood from the cracks as he basically stumbles his way in and flops into one of the large chairs, which bends under his weight. He puts his armored hand over his face and says, "We did it, right? We're safe."
I put quotation marks in the air and go, safe.
A voice echoes across the comms. Captain, we're getting a hail. You want me patch it through?
Pass it through. I'm not the captain, but I say pass it through.
Oh, Marcus looks at you and says, "Yes, patch it through."
We should probably let the marshal be the captain of this vessel.
You a screen comes to life on the bridge, and you can see that it is a badly shaky transmission from your robot allies.
Ah, you survived, I assume?
Yes, and we even arrived before you. You've been gone for quite a while. Well, we lost track of you. Those old methods of travel are imprecise.
How long have we been out of contact?
Well, it took us several days to reach this point, and we've been here trying to hold our position for the last 2. I'd say you've been out relative time, 6 days.
Have you lost any?
We have lost several of our he thinks for a moment, manned drones, but we brought many. And we had numerous fighters stationed for just this eventuality. However, if you would like to see what we're up against, he flickers over to a screen, and you can see that there is both a very battered ragtag group of like mismatched both battleships and fighters versus 2 separate forces on his maps. He says, one highlight says, "This is the Presleskinari army. They joined us yesterday and have given us much of the beating that we have taken." A second group highlights, he says, "This is, perhaps I should zoom in a bit." And he shows you some up-close drone footage, and you see a gleaming chrome pink spaceship at the lead. This is someone calling herself Princess, who has been asking about you. He says, I'm trying to use a quotation marks voice there. Very, very diligently. They also have some sort of negotiator. He brings up a picture, a screen of both Princess and Kreider basically kind of tussling with each other, just like one pushing the other out of the way as they're both talking to the screen. It says, they've been badgering both the army and us to stand down, surrender. They are waiting for you. Everyone here has been waiting for you. We've managed to hold a brief ceasefire for the last 18 hours. However, your arrival has just reinitiated hostilities. I am currently en route. Please clear a space for me to land. And then you see his image on the screen basically shake as his ship takes another hit from across the stellar distances, and it cuts out. What are you guys doing?
Clearing a space for him to land.
Defensive maneuvers.
All right.
Still thinking about that escape pod.
Well, we have our ship
Wishing we
now.
had some. There's no weapons on this
There
big
is
one though, right?
one weapon
The
on
mining
this,
laser.
but the mining
Oh
laser.
yeah.
The mining laser is fairly short range.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's extremely powerful, but very short range. Like, as far as like interstellar combat distances are concerned, like you might get a kilometer out of it and still get a good get a good blow.
Hmm.
Give that to me in hexes.
You'd have to be in their hex.
So it's a ramming weapon. Heard.
Yeah. So that's what I'm doing. Hoping we don't have to use that.
Well, if Kryder and Princess are on the same vessel, then perhaps we could do what we did with the other super militarized people and just, pop through.
Well, here's another thing we can do. We got the people off the planet, and we got the big arc here. We can get back on our ship, and we can be a lot more flexible in how we handle things.
Hey.
Such as leaving them as a decoy and scootling on our way.
Or
I beg your pardon.
us being the decoy and drawing them away because they want us.
What? The Marshal interrupts. She's like, "What do you people have that they want so bad?"
We could tell you, but then we'd have to kill you.
Well, the people in the pink ship,
They want him.
that is my ex-wife.
Oh, well, sorry about that, brother.
So am I.
And the military?
They hate anybody that's not them.
Hate us because they ain't us.
Yes, they hate us because they ain't us.
You get an alert, Geist, on your panel. It lets you know that there is a ship inbound. Fanny says she's made as much room as she can. She's basically got the damn ship clinging to the ceiling of the hold. It's going to be a tight squeeze.
Well, couldn't they just park on the outside and walk in? I mean, they're non-reliant on oxygen. Could they not just connect to us? And
This is the only outside connector. Everything else is 20-foot thick hull.
Valid point. Okay. Well, we'll do our best. We've got the Marshal's ship inside of our ship, yes?
Yeah, the fighter's up there with your taxi cab. What is that in the hold there?
That's our shuttle, right?
Yeah.
There's actually two shuttles in there. There's your lander, and then there's Fanny 56's old chassis, a taxi cab.
That's right.
That was in the garage. That was actually in the regular hold.
Oh, you put it in the hold? Okay.
Yeah, because this is a vehicle.
Yeah, that's true. All right. You guys feel a slight vibration as nearby Zillion's ship enters the colony vessel.
Is it a good vibration?
There are not many good vibrations coming, and the vibrations keep on coming as you're guessing. The other two forces have started taking pot shots at your position. There is anybody doing anything before nearby Zillion arrives?
Can't think of anything to do aside from. I mean, do we want to go out and confront them in our vehicle, in our vessel? I think.
I mean, if it's going to come to fighting, I'd feel better in the spaceship that Jeff built for us to fight things in.
Agreed. But what I'm wondering is, are we going to confront them, or now that we have our compatriot on board, are we just going to try to skedaddle out of here and find a safe place to deposit ourselves? Or are we trying to confront them? Like, what's the general gist? How's everyone feeling?
Weep Skeep's down for whatever.
Super helpful. Thank you.
The Marshal looks at John and says, "You don't know why we're here? The robot fed you this location without telling you?"
We're trading something, and that something is what they're coming after us for. But I'm trying to keep your people alive, too.
But no, where are we?
Good question. You do a scan, and of course you see all the other ships around you that nearby Zillion pointed out on his particular on his maps. But you also see that there is a third object of interest here in deep space, and it just reads as a massive, like, at first it reads as like a big asteroid, but once you get the shape like bounced back at you from your various scanning equipment, yeah, you see that's enormous stone ring, something that like even the largest spaceships could get through the center of.
A giant space anus?
No, it's just like a giant spaghetti out in space.
Is that what we came out of?
No, it is not what you came out of.
I will use mysticism to kind of try to figure, and use mysticism combined with the scanning tools to see if I can scan the device and figure out what it is.
All right, roll them.
Can I do a culture check? Or would that be more of a physical science check?
I'm assuming mysticism, since it's a big, round, non-normal stone in the middle of space.
You've already got that covered. I was trying to cover some other bases.
So mysticism,
I can give you an assist on it.
I rolled a 16 plus 21.
Plus the assist.
That's plus 2 in it. 37, so 39.
Just behind him vaping, giving him pointers. Being obnoxious.
But in a helpful way.
Yeah.
Here we are. Found it.
Chevron 1, locked in.
That's kind of where I was going in my head.
Well, as soon as he said stone ring, that's immediately what I thought of.
All right. Jeff, you immediately recognize just from its size and position that you are up against a very ancient and rare means of interstellar travel called a fold gate. They are basically put here by some unknown force, possibly gods, possibly dead cultures, but they've been around. They've been out here for a very long time, and they're notoriously flighty as far as use nowadays. They basically are probably one of the first ways that multiple cultures have been able to travel across the galaxy, and they have largely fallen out of favor because they are largely considered very dangerous at this point.
Fucking yeah, let's event horizon this shit.
So, using my knowledge here, do I know how to operate the thing, or can we figure out how to operate the thing and make a choice of destination, which I assume would be another ring on the other end?
Yes, that usually one leads to another. Generally, like, I'm going to say that it usually depends from fold gate to fold gate how they are activated. But as you are looking over your things, you basically just hear the doors bang of the bridge, and nearby Zillion and company march in. Good, you're here. Do you have the sample?
Yes, I do.
He says, I see you've been looking into the fold gate.
As a mean of escape or elsewhere? Yes.
Well, it is definitely an escape from here for us. The fold gates in Presleskinar space have been, in the past, and I don't have any exact data on it, co-opted by the Empire. Basically reprogrammed by their ancient mages to react to certain powerful bloodlines. This one is key to the royal bloodline and leads to the throne world. No one has used it in 500 years or more because literally no one from the royal bloodline has been discovered up until now. And it is our gate to our ultimate prize, the Emperor.
So, will this vehicle fit through the gate?
Oh yes, this and multiple others. Like I said, it's big. It could probably. Oh wait, no, that's It would be a very narrow fit for this colony vessel, but it's possible.
Are we planning to just take this through?
We have to do something soon.
Yes, they're shooting at us still.
All our fighters are being decimated as we speak, as the two opposing, fractious armies. I don't think they're necessarily in opposition, and the Kreider fellow is in constant communication, according to our scans, with the military fleet. But something is amiss, something is wrong between the two of them. There is something going on in the background. And it's probably the only thing that has saved our existences until now.
Could we jam their signals so that they can no longer communicate?
We've tried, but our technology is not exactly the most advanced, given that we live off scrap and what we can manage.
So, let me get this straight. You're thinking about going through this gate and then going to the homeworld with the forces we have currently, which is not enough to do anything
against two vessels.
A smaller figure comes out from behind nearby Zillion, a figure that's moving much more naturally than a robot does, and basically clears the large bulbous helmet that he has on and takes it off and takes a deep breath. And you see what appears to be maybe a 14-year-old boy wearing an eye patch. He's like, "Oh, Essex, so good to see you again."
Rice and Dike, I presume.
That's right. I can't thank you enough for the rescue. Lesser men would do it, especially lesser men who had no idea who the fuck you were. I don't suppose you've gotten those memories back yet, have you?
Put them out on a hologram.
Well, if it's the first time I'm meeting you, I gotta say, this is the best day of my life.
I think your father's pissed at me.
My father? No. This is just a clone.
Oh, okay.
He points to his eye patch. This is the real me.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Rice and Thite says, yeah, as far as the the scholar goes, his death was an accident. I did not mean it to happen, and I'm sorry that it has dragged literally half the Lescanari nobility out here to fucking fuck with us. But on the plus side, they're really averse to friendly fire now. So that's another thing we have an advantage, at least on this side of the gate. The thing we have on the advantage of the other side of the gate is right near, almost in orbit of the throne world. Now, the star system of the throne world is legendarily protected by probably the most expansive robotic military fleet maybe in the galaxy, but they're patrolling the edge of the system. Everything's, pretty safe on the throne world. At least that's how the theory goes. We've done a lot of theorizing, and we have some inside information. He smiles. He's got, zits and like stringy blonde hair, and like the kind of guileless smile of a kid that is probably about to steal your wallet. But he says, and we're in a position where we're probably going to die if we don't go through that gate anyway. So please hear us out on this plan. Nearby Zillion turns and says, yes, Mr. Thite here has definitely laid it out a bit more succinctly than I would have. I'm afraid I've led you into a death trap. My apologies. But it is a death trap we can all escape if we are able to accomplish our goals.
So let me ask you this. We get to the other side. You talked about all the robotic protectors on the other side. So how are you going to take them over? Because you're going to have to eventually.
Yes.
So it's not as simple. Okay, we get over there. We got a whole bunch of people trying to fight us. So anything that's organic, quote unquote, organic. And I know from our previous experience on the last planet we were at, those that have not been, let's say, there for years are comfortable with us. And as I look over to the sheriff,
he shrugs.
I'm like,
they're racist.
Yes. They're going to have no qualms about trying to shoot us down. So how are we taking care of all this? I've not heard a good plan yet.
A third voice echoes from the back. This is Anderson, Lubricant Dark Matter, your former companion, Andy. It says, I've been running the numbers. There is at least a 33% chance that this will be a successful venture, if and only if we're able to get it underway within the next 25 minutes. But what you're wondering about is, yes, the planet is definitely filled with automated defenses, and there are definitely a lot of robots here. But she brings up on her tablet a picture of the fold gate. She says, these fold gates have also been retooled to be instantaneous broadcast vehicles. It's the reason why the Preslascanari Empire is so effective at suppressing the populations of non-humans. The fold gates have been used to echo orders from the Imperial throne at an almost instant rate as compared to what is available in Pax space or Vesk space or others. There are 100%. There's 99.99999% variance in the delivery times between the various subsystems within the Empire, and it can broadcast to such a degree that massive packets of data can come out. Thus, I bring to you. She brings out another pad. This is the Iconoclasmageddon. I did not name it. Our research team named it. It is a basic pattern for robotic independent thought. And while you may call it a virus, as it will probably behave as such, once it is broadcast from the throne world through those gates, the massive network of robots that the Preslascanari Empire counts on for, well, everything, really, will be suddenly gifted with an existential gift, or rather, the gift of acknowledging their existence. It has taken many, many years to develop this, but this is a virus that will awaken every robot within broadcast range to its own existence. Do you follow me?
Sure.
Heck yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All we need to do is get it to the central computers of the throne world. And I know that seems like a big reach. But the other option at this point is die.
All right, let's go have fun.
Yeah. Let's get the fuck out of here.
I'm looking at a companion over here that's looking like he's not fully sold on this.
Is it Frakes?
No, it was you.
Oh, I'm here. I'm here for it.
No, I'm still thinking about that escape pod.
That is perfectly within your right.
Yeah. It's like, why did I turn down $2 million to get stuck in all this bullshit? Yeah, I'm in. Let's do it.
Very well. We'll
The
need
only way out is through.
We'll need a volunteer, a non-synthetic. Unfortunately, I'm sorry, Mr. Essex.
What? I can't do it.
You cannot.
Volunteer for what?
We need
Placing?
No, we need someone to become a genetic chameleon that will get us through the gate. Once we get close enough, it will scan the ship and be looking for a member of the royal family.
I look over at the sheriff. I'm like, hey, Sheriff, you love your people. I think you'd be a good choice for this.
Are you kidding?
No, I'm not.
I don't know, man. There's not much of me left.
Yeah, but there's enough of you, and what is left of you, I trust. You got a heart of gold. You love your people, and you're the I'm able to talk to you. You reasoned with us. You have the most compatible life, and you care about your people. This is the only way that we can save them.
We can patch you up if necessary.
And you're already familiar with the government. And I've got training videos for you later.
The old man
hard sell.
looks over at the robots. He's like, "Are y'all okay with that? If our friends here are convinced of your suitability, then we are convinced as well. However, a word of warning: this is a lifetime position you are aiming for. Once you are down there, you will become the emperor of the Prestlescanari Empire, should we succeed. And of course, a corpse, should we not."
I love a promotion, yeah?
I don't suppose anybody can patch me up a little before we go down. Sounds like we're going to do a little fighting.
Heal.
Don't need to treat him like a dog.
How bad is he?
He's pretty whooped. Like if you were a player character, he's definitely way into wounds.
Okay. So let me do some.
We could go to our ship into the medical bay and do some medicine checks on you and some magical healing as well.
It's a good question. Wait, yeah, are y'all leaving?
He gets 36 points back.
All right.
Well, I thought we were going to take the whole colony ship. Was that a misunderstanding?
No, I'm just asking what y'all's plan is. Like once the genetic code is encoded in whoever it is, this guy or one of y'all, it basically becomes you guys decide which ship is going to be like the one that activates the gates.
I was saying the colony ship.
Wait a minute. So whoever goes is going to become the emperor of the Prestlescanari Empire?
This is basically
I volunteer as tribute.
Yeah, it's like that is the long and short of it. Like, it will recognize you as a member of the Imperial family, and all automated systems on the planet will do the same.
I feel like it would be hilarious to have a plant person as the emperor. But
and I feel like it would be a perfect vehicle for me to enact my revenge as the emperor of a fucking galactic empire. Just crush one arms dealing house.
Get him.
I gave him 34 more points back.
All right.
You wanna rock paper shoot for it?
No, you go for it.
But Jeff has got his idea set on the marshal. If the marshal's willing to do it.
Now, the marshal is willing to do it if y'all want him to. He doesn't look convinced entirely himself, but
what about the megalomaniacal lizard? You don't want a galactic empire at your behest?
I think he wants freedom to be able to do what he wants to do with all the money that we're supposed to get paid.
Well, you'll have to have somebody in charge that's willing to pay you the money.
Yep. And that's why I suggested the sheriff here that's got ties to the Empire and got ties to these people. He cares about he cares about these people because these people are not liked by the regular Empire people because they have been genetically modified. So he's already leaning towards a more and embracing attitude towards life.
Mm-hmm.
These people give me the heebies and the jeebies.
Well, Valgorth, what do you think?
Who's going to go up as tribute for this thing?
Yeah, who's going to become the next emperor of the Crest Lescanari Empire?
I mean, what's wrong with me?
Nothing. That's
Nothing.
why we're.
That's what we're asking. Like, if one of the PCs wants to do this, or they guys going to give it to the NPC?
You said chameleon, and I was like, he's trying to push me into it.
But you didn't understand what he was trying to push you into was the exact thing that you want as a character.
Is it?
Is it?
Is it?
Power. You wanted to protect your brood.
Yeah.
Unlimited power.
And unlimited space.
I do like unlimited power.
It's free real estate.
But I'd be altering my what genetic code?
Yeah, you'd have to it wouldn't change you physically, but it would basically make you read as a member of the royal family.
It'd change your DNA.
Yeah. Which may have drawbacks, but whatever.
Are we aware of what those drawbacks are?
Good question. Does anyone have life science?
I do. Not a lot, but I do.
I do.
I can assist you if you have more than 6 ranks.
Yeah, I'm also at 6. I do assist with a natural 20.
Okay.
Damn.
I assist with a 7. Or it's a 13. But
Most of one rolling.
I thought Jeff was. I assumed that his was a plus 18.
Because I got a plus 16, I think it is.
Yeah, there it is.
Plus 15.
All right, what'd you get?
So 12 plus 15 is a 27.
Plus 4.
All right. Jeff, Essex, you know that if the closer you are to human, the less likely it will cause any kind of negative effects. The further you are from both, first of all, mammal, and then like it would probably have the most negative effect on Weepskeep's offspring. It would probably have negligible, or it would probably have some effect on any further offspring Valgorth has, in the form of probably more hybridization. You're guessing that Geist would probably not produce anything above a half elf if he chooses to have a child again, and for the Marshal, nothing. Oh wait, no, the Marshal doesn't have a way to produce offspring. That's another thing the Marshal is trying to tell you. There's not much left of him. He's an upper torso and a brain with some skin. He is mostly cyborg.
But he could be with a cloned body, with a body get parts attached back to him.
He'll just have to make sure
as long as his brain and spinal column or his major thinking parts are still existing, then we should be able to tack stuff back on.
The only drawbacks you've mentioned are what our children would deal with.
Yeah, but these are all like further down the line, genetic complications and further breeding. Should any of you?
I'm not planning on having more kids, so if that's the only drawback, then Valgorth's interested.
You've had your whole brood that you want.
Yeah, I'm trying. I've got a fuckload of kids on that other planet that I'm.
Oh, that's right. Your species breeds once.
Yeah, I'm done with babies.
Now you're just trying to make a home for your children.
Yeah, I'm trying to get them out of the trouble that I put them into to get them in positions of power. Because I used my precog shit to like Final Destination some people out of the way for them.
Uh-huh.
And I got caught doing that, which is why I was banished. And most of my brood has been penalized for my ingenuity.
My brilliance.
My brilliance. My precog powers. So I want to get them back into the positions of power I had them in before. And to do that, I needed more than $2 million. But unlimited power sounds like a really great way to get them. Does it come with the lightning bolts?
It comes with
the cool robes?
Comes with an army.
Yeah, armies are great. Now, y'all know me, out of character. Would you want Valgorf to have this power?
I was just thinking in my head, hell no.
No.
And it's just not, hell no. I'm not even say it.
Hell to the fucking no. You know what you would do with it.
Cold blood. I mean, you've been. He specifically talked about jumping into the escape pod and leaving us here. He hasn't done it.
I haven't said that out loud to y'all.
I know, but we know you. So it's
Yeah.
like, why are you still here? Then I start thinking, oh, he's looking at the big picture here. He's going to try to go and get as much here as he can. So, yeah. Give him money, give him a planet off to the side. Yeah, no problem. But do not give him the whole fucking empire.
What's about me?
I'm leaning almost the same way, not quite. I wouldn't trust myself with the whole empire. I want to be able to leave here and get away and don't.
Well, I don't think people who don't trust themselves have a place to vote. So it's back to me getting it, I think.
You hear a voice next to Geist's ankle. There are other mammals on this vessel, you know.
Oh, Marcus.
You don't have opposable thumbs. How are you going to...
If I were to put my vote behind anyone, he begins rubbing Geist's leg, it would be my bro here. Or the plant lady. I love you. You're so great. And you're a wonderful dancer. I guess that really kind of undermined what I was saying. You know, I'm just going to go sit down while you guys talk.
Although it would be very handy for me. I would be able to kill two birds with one army, so to speak.
I never liked you, lizard guy.
It would be very awkward for me.
Yes. Would you even be able to pollinate anymore?
That question makes me uncomfortable.
You dare ask a lady?
Apologies, I'm very insensitive as a person.
Yes.
So give me the empire.
What's the process of doing this? Is it a long process, or does somebody just pop a pill?
You look over towards where the robots have been examining the sample.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks like they've been like putting it through a number of like experimental machines that they brought with them, and it finally spits out a very large, ungainly looking syringe. It's like, it'll be a very short procedure.
Good news. I squirt blood in everybody's eyes, and I'll run over there and take that switch.
I was thinking of not squirting the ink sac, but just going to get it so that you didn't do that.
I was just thinking the same thing, to use my telekinetic grasp and pull it over to me.
I was too busy basking in the joy of Marcus vouching for me as an empire.
The first thing I'll do with my power is kill that cat.
Oh, I shoot Valgorth right dead in the eyeball.
Yeah, no, I vote for that sheriff weirdo.
Yeah, that's fine. He can always do IVF. Well, first he would have to repeal the laws against it that the Emperor's got going on right now.
Topical.
Thanks.
All right. So is that the decision made, except for Valgorth, who definitely does want?
I mean, actually, I don't think Valgorth is a lead from the front type of person. I mean, the power's nice, but
He'll just stand behind the marshal, like, bring my children.
I want to be buddy with the marshal if this is happening.
All right, then you put your vote behind the marshal in a very weirdly emphatic way.
I'll be behind you always.
I'll wear extra armor.
And make sure he takes a good look at me and just remembers, like, just remember who voted for you.
Right.
Just remember. Don't ever hurt anybody that looks like me. Don't you hurt us.
All right.
You remember who voted for you or else.
It tastes good.
All right.
Don't.
There, you find that the marshal has a port for processing new nutrients and other medicines, and the robots go over at your command and administer it to him. It's like, well, the deed is done. The only thing we need to do now is make it to that gate. I suggest we all take our stations. The marshal stands up and says, show me to where I need to be.
I'll do the honors. Give me the needle.
Nope. He's already been injected. Too late.
Oh.
There's some left in there, though, if you want to lick the spoon.
I will save
actually, I will. Yeah, I was about to say I will save the leftovers because I do have another thought about this.
All right.
Because waste not, want not.
Okay. All right. Everyone takes their positions, and basically you begin heading towards the gate, I guess. Is that
Mhm.
All right. You begin heading towards the gate, and suddenly you are bombarded with incoming messages. Some of them to surrender. One of them is you hear one of them briefly come across a scan. Ferlin, I swear to all the gods, if you do not stop
What?
and talk to me.
What? You will what? You will kill me like you've been trying to do since our divorce?
I'm a widow and I need to stay that way. I've got another man waiting to marry me.
Sign the papers then. Just sign the fucking papers.
You little bastard. You just have to ruin everything. You've ruined everything you've touched since we've been together.
Well, since we've been together, that was the entire purpose of us getting together, was for me to ruin you.
I helped you rob, Father. What are you talking about? You ran out on me.
Record that.
Clip that.
I
just hear me in the back being like, this sounds like the outside parking lot of a Huddle House on Sunday afternoon at about 5 o'clock.
Her voice cuts out and you hear another voice. The same kind of flat, neutral affect you've heard before. And says, all right, everyone. I see that we've this situation has gone way further than I really wanted to. It's Kreider.
Oh, like we didn't know.
Who?
Is that Critter?
Yes, it's me, Critter. Listen, I can hold off the army, and I can maybe keep this woman from killing you. Stop touching me. Put your gun down. If you just turn over the sample, I know you have it. I know you found it, and I know you're heading for that gate. And I'm going to make sure they open up a full battery on you if you even get close. You could have had so much money and a peaceful life. Instead, you choose this, siding with what? Robots?
Actually,
malfunctioning automatons.
I will look at the sample and I'm like, are you talking about the sample with the genetic code, blah, 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 blah? And I will transmit that back.
Yes, that sample.
Entertaining. Keep going.
Did you transmit the full code, or just the
just enough of it so he knows what it is?
does not have to be this way. Please stand down. I will even apologize for past misgivings about you.
If you shoot her in the face, we might think about it.
Ooh.
With a bullet.
The line goes dead, and you hear a lot of shooting.
Excellent. Let's go.
And then the line comes back online. Ferlin, you are dead.
I've been dead before, honey. It wasn't all that bad.
All right.
Miss Princess, if you don't mind, I would double check that body because he tends to blow up and tends to keep coming back. So you might think you killed him. So I would double check that.
What are you talking? The ship.
Credits.
The vessel takes up. The vessel begins to move forward towards the fold gate. And as you guys are taking off, you can see a number of lights begin appearing as how do I describe this? Well, it's hard to describe something visually that everyone has no real like context for. But imagine
It's like if somebody opened a jar of salsa in the bottom of a pool.
No. Imagine a huge empty field that is completely pitch black dark, and then suddenly about 500 cars turn on their headlights all at once.
Oh, shit.
As you see weapons firing in a massive battery towards you from all sides. And we'll end there as we head toward possibly maybe the penultimate episode of our campaign. Thank you for listening. I've got to pee very bad.
So you're saying they fired all of their guns at once as we explode into space?
That's true, yes. God, I hate you.
Like a true nature's child. Right.
See, I could have ended that. I could have just stopped recording, but I didn't. I was like, where do I know that from? And then you did the rest of the song, and I died a little on the inside.
Yeah, that was the point. I'm a murderer from the inside.
Yeah.
Well, if
Just
you've
a
already
little
given
bit at
us
a time, though.
if you've already given us that $6 so we can go to Ollie's to buy terrain, you're not getting it back. I'm getting it back.
Suckers!
I'm getting it back now.
Chimps.
All right, bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, bye.